Vampires do exist. This one we fight, this one we face.
The concept of Dracula or vampires is older than the cinema because these creatures have been in European literature from 18th century. The obsession of these blood-sucking monsters in Western culture has produced many literary works. The name Bram Stoker is an example of this because his 1897 novel Dracula laid the foundation of vampire fantasies. But after the cinema came into existence, people finally find a way to depict this gothic horror through big screens. Starting from 1922, there have been economic cinematic work in this domain which is too difficult to count. Every American and British filmmaker has made something out of this particular genre in every decade. That's the reason you can find a bunch of films which involves these undead creatures. But we have categorized 5 best vampire movies which are unique and best in this genre. So welcome to our channel The Film, because here you will find best infotainment. And that being said, let's start today's countdown. At number 5, we have The Lost Boys.
Brother, a damn blood-sucking vampire!
Directed by Joel Schumacher, this teen black comedy horror is one of its kind because it was the first time when vampires take a punk rock spin with a modern touch. The film's ensemble cast include Jason Patric, Kiefer Sutherland, and Jamie Gertz. The story revolves around 2 brothers who recently moved to Santa Carla, where they start to hang out with a motorbike gang only to discover their true identity later. The antagonist of this film is Kiefer, who is phenomenal in his role. Released in 1987, this film was the only vampire-based film with different approach to these blood-sucking creatures. Like the depiction of vampires in this movie is not to produce any horror but to develop story. Moreover, the touch of humor and black comedy makes it a fun watch movie. That's why it is considered by critics as one of the best vampire movies of 80s. It was a critical and commercial success with $32 million in profit. At number 4, we have Thirst.
Time of death, 3:31 p.m.
뱀파이어는 어떻게 해서 되는 거예요?
The Korean gothic horror is surely for those who have a thirst of best movies in this genre. Directed by Park Chan-wook, it stars Song Kang-ho in lead role as a Catholic priest who volunteered himself for a medical experiment but turned into vampire. This movie is not like others because it blends horror and erotica in a surreal way. The director's take on this genre with different approach makes it a unique film of this category. Beautiful cinematography with amazing direction makes it worth watch film. The acting of all cast members is also notable, which gives audience goosebumps along the way. Overall, this film is for grown-ups who want to see some unique horror.
우리 둘 다 지옥 가요.
할 일은 일을 하고 싶어요. 이렇게 자꾸 보내기만 하자니 괴로워 죽겠습니다.
At number 3, we have Interview with the Vampire.
So you want me to tell you the story of my life? I'll tell you my story.
I can see you lying on a bed of satin.
He chose one man, and then he took the light of day.
Although the subject vampire and Dracula has become a cliché, but there are some movies which defile the notion. The one we are talking about here is one of them. Directed by Oscar winner Neil Jordan, this film features some big names like Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and Antonio Banderas. Story follows Luis, a vampire who is telling his life story to a reporter. Then film flashes back to old days of Luis and how he turned into a vampire. As story goes, further characters come and go in the movie. This film is adapted from a novel of same name written by Anne Rice, who also wrote screenplay for this film. The direction, cinematography, and acting is exceptional in this picture. The chemistry between Tom and Brad is amazing as their acting. This movie was a huge hit both commercially and critically. It generated a net profit of $224 million against a budget of $60 million. The film also received numerous awards, including 2 Oscar nominations at 67th Oscars.
You're a vampire who never knew what life was until it ran out in a red gush.
End her suffering and yours! But do not doubt! You are a killer!
At number 2, we got Let the Right One In. If you are looking for a movie which has elements of love story, horror, thriller, and of course, a bloody vampire, then we suggest this film for you. This Swedish romantic horror movie is one of the best in this genre. Released in 2008, this film offers everything which you can ask. The premise of this film is based on a life of a 12-year-old boy who befriends with a mysterious little girl. This gothic horror film is created by Thomas Alfredson, who done a great job. From acting to direction and cinematography to screenplay, everything is perfect. Upon its release, it becomes an instant hit and won numerous awards.
Är du vampyr?
At number 1, we got Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Here occurred the frightening and shocking history of Prince Dracula. This one we face can take on many forms.
You can expect nothing less than a masterpiece from a person who has already vast experience in creating a masterpiece. Yes, we are talking about the man who directed Godfather. He is also credited for this classic tale of horror and love. Francis Ford Coppola, director of this film, takes his chance to create this cinematic wonder based on original novel of Stoker. The role of Dracula is played by Gary Oldman, who delivered an exceptional performance. The direction, costumes, and screenplay is also excellent, and these factors are the reason behind the success of this film. That's why we chose this classic masterpiece for our number 1 spot.
Join me in eternal life.
I want to love what you love.
Take me away from all this death.
So guys, that was our list for best vampire movies. We know we leave some movies out. You can arrange your own list and post in comment section. We would like to see your choice for vampire movies. For more videos like this, do subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon. Till then, bye.